Welcome to Den of Knowledge. My name is Boniface Samson, and today we'll be discussing an important topic: fraction in mathematics. Fraction. That's our topic. Fraction. What is fraction? Fraction is a number that is a part of a whole number. Fraction is a part of a whole number. That is a whole number, like a whole circle that has been divided. This is a fraction. If you get one of these, like this, it's a fraction. That is part of a whole number. Fraction is part of a whole number. That is what fraction is. Or you can say fraction is a number that has numerator and denominator. Fraction is a number that has two numerator and denominator, like this: 1/2. This is the numerator, and this is the denominator. Any number that has two numerals, numerator and denominator, is called fraction. Remember, it's a part of a whole or a number that has two numerals. That is fraction. Part of a whole or number that has two numerals. Now we have a fraction like this. If I divide a circle into two and shade one, I call it 1 out of 2. It has been divided into 2, and I decide to take one out. I decide to take one out, or I decided to take one out. It is now 1/2. We have another. If I have a triangle and share it into 3, this is 1, 2, 3. That means in the denominator I will indicate, showing how many I shared the whole number. If I take away one of it, it will become 1 out of 3. That is what is called fraction. A whole number has been divided into 3 equal parts. If I have something like this, a square, and I divide it into 1, 2, 3, 4, I will have my denominator 4, indicating that the whole number has been divided into 4 parts. If I decide to take one out, like taking one of it after dividing, taking something that looks like this out of it, it will become 1/4. And this is called quarter. This one is half. If you divide the whole number into 2 parts, it's called half. Divide it into 4 parts, it's called quarter. Take away up to 3 of it, it will become 3/4. It will become 3/4. 3/4 means 3/4. Now let's move into what is called equivalent fraction. Equivalent fraction. Equivalent fraction. Equivalent fraction. What is equivalent fraction? Equivalent fraction is a fraction that has similarity. Or equivalent fractions, let me call it fractions because there must be 2. Equivalent fractions are fractions that are similar, that are alike. That is, example, 1/4 is the same thing with 2/8. How? 1/4, that is 1 out of 4 places, is the same with 2/8. How? If I have this, let me draw 2 shapes, the same thing, and I decide to divide this one into 4 parts, and I take 1, that is 1/4, and I divide this one into 8 parts, and divide it. 1, 2, 3. Okay. Okay, this is 9 parts. Let me make it 8. If you divide like this, want to make it 8, do. This is 4. If I want to divide again, I can make like this. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. How many? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Now it's 8. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 parts. And I will take 2 of it like this. This part and this part. If you look at it, you will notice that this place and this place is the same thing. I took 2 out of 8 and the other one 1 out of 4. How? Look at it very well. You will notice that this one and this one, they are the same. And if I want to further break it, I can find out that this numerator and denominator, there's something that can divide them, and that is 2. 2 divide here is 1. 2 divide here 4, giving me the same thing as 1 over 4. That is why I have 1 over 4 to be the same with 2 over 8. That is what is called equivalent fraction. Equivalent fraction. Now let's move. This is called example 1. Example 1 in equivalent fraction. Let's move forward in another equivalent fraction. I can have 3 over 6, the same with 1 over 2, the same with 6 over 12, and the same with 8 over 16. Why? Because if I break it, if I divide all these things, I will be getting something. If I divide it, I'll be getting something. How? 3 can share 6. You bring 3 people, 1, 2, 3. Divide 6, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. I have 1, 2. 2 and 3 divide itself 1. Here I have 1 over 2. This one is already 1 over 2. 6 divide 12. 6 people, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Divide 12. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. 1, 2. That means here is 2. And 6 divide 6 is 1. What do we have here? 1 over 2. 8 divide this. 8, 1. 8 share this. It will still give me back 1 over 2. That means they are alike. They are the same thing, but have different denominator and numerator. But when you break them down, you will get the same thing. That is what is called equivalent. That means 3 over 6 equals 1 over 2 equals 6 over 12 equals 8 over 16. It's called equivalent fraction. It's called equivalent fraction. Equivalent fraction. Now, how do we form equivalent fraction? How can we form equivalent fraction? If you are given something like 2 over 3, how can you manufacture the equivalent fraction? You can do that using multiplication. Using multiplication. If I want to get equivalent fraction of this, I may decide to multiply the numerator and denominator with any number. I can use 2. 2 times 2, 4. 2 times 2, 6. That means 4 over 6 is equivalent fraction of 2 over 3. I can still use another one to get, now remove 2. Maybe I'll multiply it now with 3. Let me clean the 2. 3 times 2, 6. Remember the same thing. We'll multiply numerator and denominator. 3 times 3, 9. This is another equivalent fraction. I can multiply with any other number of my choice. Remember, the number that will multiply the up one must also multiply the down one to get the equivalent. I can use 5 this time around. Let's go with 5. 5 and 5. 2 times 5 is 10 all over. 3 times 5 is 15. So these are the equivalent fraction of 2 over 3. 2 over 3. 4 over 6. 6 over 9. 10 over 15. If I want more, I can put more numbers and multiply. As you continue multiplying, you'll be getting more equivalent fraction. Now let's try this. 1 over 3. How can we get the equivalent fraction? Let's choose a number. Let's multiply with 4. Let's multiply with 4. 4 will multiply here and 4 will multiply here, giving us what? The equivalent. 1 times 4 is equal to 4. 3 times 4, 12. If I want more equivalent fraction, I can change the figure. What else will I use? Let me go down and use 2. 2. 2 times 1, 2 all over. 3 times 2, 6. This is another equivalent fraction. If I want to move more higher, I will get a high number. A high number like 10. Let's use 10 and 10 to get our equivalent. 1 times 10 will give us 10. 3 times 10 is 30. And these are the 3 equivalent fractions are formed already. 1, 2, 3. If I want more, I will continue multiplying. That is how to get equivalent fraction. If you are told not to form, but complete the one, completing equivalent fraction. Completing equivalent fraction. How are we going to complete these equivalent fractions? Now I have 1 over 5. How can I complete it? I have another thing. 4 over, we don't know. And box empty all over 25. We don't know. In this time we'll look at something. We ask ourselves a question. What happened to 1 to become 4? What happened to 1 to become 4? We don't know. Therefore, 1 will divide 4. We'll bring 1 and share 4 things. Let's bring 1 out, share 4 things. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. That means it's only 4 that multiplied 1 to get 4. The same 4 should multiply 5. So 4 times 5 is 20. That means here is 20. Let's look at the next one. What is this? Nothing. What is here? 25. What happened to 5 to become 25? We don't know. How can we do that? We'll divide. That is called division. We'll divide. We'll get 5 things, 5 numbers, and share 25. 5 stones and share 25 things. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21, 22, 23, 24, 25. How many did all of them receive? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. That means it's only 5 that multiplied 5 to give 25. I will now use the same 5 and multiply this up 1. 5 times 1 is 5. And we'll put it here. We have completed this. Okay, I believe you understood this. Now, I want you to try this at home. Try this at home. Find the equivalent fraction of this. 1 over 7 equals over 14 equals 6 over, we don't know. Find it. That is number 1. Number 2, find this one. 1 over 8 is equals, we don't know what is here, but we have 16. And we don't know what is here. We have 24. Find it. And the last, 1 over 5 equals 4 over, we don't know. And box over 25. Find what happened here. Find what happened here. I believe you understood this. See you next time on the same website, Den of Knowledge. Bye.
Bye.